Whatever the case, there will be ups and downs, empires, dynasties, or even superpowers. But is the world's most potent power, the United States, really on the brink of collapse? Some believe so. Even President Donald Trump and billionaire Elon Musk seem to understand this. Will their urgent vigilance and bold actions stop the decline, or have they intensified the chaos? Why is U.S. imperial power under serious threat today? On April 2nd, Trump announced sweeping tariffs targeting more than 100 countries, including key allies like Canada and Mexico, and of course, America's leading economic rival China. But under pressure, he quickly reversed course, lifting the tariffs on all but China. Still, the damage has already been done. The tariffs and the moratorium blow up the U.S. economy, political stability, and global alliances. Just moments before being sworn in for a second term, Trump stood before a sea of Make America Great Again supporters and vowed to save the nation from collapse. He promised to end the war in Ukraine and restore peace to the Middle East. But analysts say those promises were more about power than urgency, a reflection of America's declining global dominance. Since returning to power, Trump has not addressed any major crises he promised to address. Now, similar concerns are coming from Elon Musk. In February, Musk openly criticized the U.S. military, calling it bloated, inefficient, and ill-prepared. He warned that America could lose its next war badly. And that pessimistic outlook isn't just limited to war. The country is also struggling in global trade. For over a century, America's most potent weapon wasn't missiles, but the dollar. However, Trump's chaotic tariff strategy has caused a sharp decline in the currency's strength. The dollar index, which was at 110 in January, is now down to 99.32, a massive 9.31% drop. In the shadow of this instability, the BRICS countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and Iran, are working on a new global currency. If their plan succeeds, the dollar's decline could become unstoppable. In the United States, bond and stock market are the lifeblood of its financial system. However, since Trump launched his aggressive tariff policies, both sectors have been in disarray. Demand for bonds has fallen, while interest rates have risen. One of the main reasons Trump has been forced to cut tariffs. Despite this shift, wealthy Americans have begun to pull their money out of international investments. Confidence is collapsing. The stock market is already feeling the blow. The New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, S&P 500, and Dow Jones Industrial Average collapsed. Meanwhile, the country's banking sector is in disarray. Major financial institutions like Silicon Valley Bank, Signature Bank, and First Republic have collapsed. Inflation is dangerously high. Even the once thriving tech industry is struggling with heavy losses. Around the world, countries are beginning to distance themselves from American trade. Many are actively seeking new markets, new alliances. The risk of a recession in the world's largest economy grows daily. On the world stage, the United States is losing its grip. Once loyal allies like Canada, Mexico, and much of the European Union are frustrated with the Trump administration's brutal trade tactics. Discontent is also rising at home. Immigrants and international students, once lured by the American dream, are now taking to the streets to demand an end to Trump's rule. As the tariff war's impact grows, global trust in the United States erodes. From Wall Street giants like J.P. Morgan to institutions like the International Monetary Fund, the warning is growing louder. The U.S. recession is no longer just a possibility, it's an imminent threat. Even experts on sustainable development are expressing their fears. They believe Trump's policies could herald the end of American global dominance. Barry Eichengreen, a respected economist at the University of California, Berkeley, put it bluntly, the dollar's dominance could disappear in the blink of an eye. And if that happens, the American empire may never be the same again.